Good morning, folks, to another episode of Joe's Smoking Barbecue. Today we're going to do a two-dimensional cook. We're going to do a rack of ribs, baby back ribs that I had marinating since last night for 24 hours. And we're also going to do a pork ribeye roast and also some smoked chicken, which I've had marinating all last night. Today we're going to put the rack of ribs on first because ahead of the pork, because the pork ribeye roast only takes around 3 hours, and the chicken also, so we'll put those on at the same time this afternoon. I've had these ribs last night marinating all night long right here. I want you to take a look at the color already. They almost look like they've been cooked. They're so beautiful. We're going to stick these on right now. And we'll shut the lid down, and we'll let these cook for about 3 hours. Take another peek at them in about 3 hours. Then we'll stick our pork ribeye roast on and also our smoked chicken. And we'll get back with you a little bit later, further in the cook. Thank you. Welcome back, folks, to Smokin Joe's Barbecue. We're gonna put some chicken on now. It's been about 2.5 hours. I told you earlier that we were gonna cook some chicken, and also gonna cook a pork ribeye roast. I'm gonna put the chickens on now. These things ought to be really tasty around 6 o'clock tonight. I'm also going to put on my pork roast now, too. This is what a pork ribeye roast look like. They come out, anywhere from about 1.5 pounds to about 3 pounds. And they're the most tastiest little pork roast you ever put in your mouth. You can't pull these like you can a pork butt, but you can cut them in slices, thin slices, and they are mouth-watering tasting. Okay, I've had pretty good success today. It's 44 degrees in Jamestown, Tennessee, and normally when it's cold on these smokers, you got to chase the temperature, a lot. But today I've had pretty good luck. I've had not a lot of wind, and I've been maintaining around anywhere from 225 to 230, which is perfect cooking. And we're gonna just let these go for probably another 3 hours on the chicken, and about 2.5 to 3 hours on the pork roast. That's about all it takes for that. And we'll get back with you a little later on the results. Talk to you in a little while. Okay, folks, we're back at Smokin Joe's Barbecue. We're going to do a wrap on our ribs right now. They've been on about 3 hours. We're going to wrap them, and we'll get a little bit of pull back on our bones right here. They got about another 2 hours to cook yet. I'm going to wrap them for about a good hour. And then we'll take them back out of the wrapper and we'll put them back on the grill for about another hour and sauce them up. Stay tuned. I'll be right back here. Okay, I've got my ribs on my full here. I'm going to spritz them up a little bit here to make them nice and moist. I sometimes go the butter and the brown sugar, but today we're looking for a different taste because I've used some heavily made product barbecue rib rub, and it's real good stuff. It's got a little bit of heat to it, but I want to try the heat out for a change instead of making it too sweet. And maybe if it's a little too sweet, we'll add a little honey to our barbecue sauce. So we're going to wrap these ribs nice and tight. Okay, we're going to get these back on the grill here, our smoker. And let them go about a good hour. And in an hour we'll check them. And we'll sauce them up and put them on the open face grill for the last hour to cook. My pork ribeye roast is about 125. In about another half an hour, I'll take that off. And we'll wrap that also and spritz it. And it'll probably take about after it's taken and wrapped, it'll take about another half hour to 40 minutes to finish its cook. And then my chicken is been on for about a good hour and a half now. Starting to get a little color to it. I still got another probably 2 hours on my chicken. So we'll get back with you when we pull our ribs and unwrap our ribs and wrap our pork ribeye roast. See you in a little bit. Turn me off. Welcome back to Smokin Joe's Barbecue. In the last half hour, we've pulled our pork ribeye roast. Brought that inside, attempted out at 165. I'm letting it rest right now. And we still have our baby back ribs on there. And the pull back and the bones are just about where we're gonna want to pull them here in a minute. We're gonna sauce them right now. So just hang on a second. Let me sauce these ribs. I tell you what, if these ribs are any close to what they were last week, when I did the video on these things, these were unbelievable. They were super, super tasty and tender. I got my chicken right next to these ribs right here, and they're just about, a good half hour away. And we're about ready to get to eat, folks. Let's get a little taste test in there and see what we've got going here. So, hang on just a second. I finish these ribs. Okay, we'll get back with you in just a few minutes on pulling everything off the grill. Talk to you in a second. Okay, folks, we pulled everything off our smoker, brought it inside, and we're going to give really a little taste test for you. This is my smoked chicken right here. Here's the skin. Oh my God, I just peeled the skin and the meat came right off with it. Let's get a little taste of that meat right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is unreal, folks. I want to say something about the chicken. A guy on YouTube turned me on to this stuff called, it's Everglades Fish and Chicken Rub. And it's outstanding rub. It's only sold in Kroger, I think public supermarkets. And we've got a Kroger around us, but I've not seen it in there, but I've had to go down to Pigeon Forge to get it. But it's really outstanding product. And I also used the Heaven Made products on my ribs and my pork ribeye roast. And that stuff is really incredibly, really good. T-Roy Cooks, got a great channel. You need to check him out. He mentioned a few times how great it was, so I went ahead and ordered some, and it is really fantastic. It's got a great taste, and at the last little minute, it's got that little bite in your throat where it's got a little heat to it. Very, very little though, but it's outstanding. So let's move on over to our ribs. These ribs, folks, I don't know which is better, last week or this week. These are outstanding. I mean, look at the juices in these ribs. And I got a smoke ring right here. Nice bark on both sides of the rib. These ribs are outstanding. Let's take a little bite of these. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, folks. That Heaven Made products is outstandingly good. Very good. I put a little bit of honey in my sauce this time, and I used Sweet Baby Ray's with just a little touch of honey. And that honey with that Heavenly Made products pork rub is outstanding. Just unbelievable. Okay, here's our pork butt. Our pork ribeye roast. Let me cut a few slices off this. I like to cut these thin. Some people like to cut their meat real thick. I don't like to cut my meat thick. I think it takes away from the taste, personally, myself. I want you to see the smoke ring on this meat. And that's a look at the smoke ring down here, folks. Right here. That's a perfectly cooked pork roast. I just want to show you how tender this thing is for a pork roast. Look at that. That's just tear off tender. You won't find many pork roasts that tear off like that. Like I said, you can't pull these, but you can sure cut them thin and slice to put some barbecue sauce in them, and they're really outstanding. Okay, I just wanted to tell you, if you liked the video you saw today, I appreciate it if you would push the like button. And if you felt like you liked the video also, it'd be nice if you would subscribe to me. And just from Smokin Joe to my fans, if you ain't grilling, you ain't chillin'.